Hi, welcome back to Food and Whatever. Today I'm going to be showing how to make baked sweet potato chips. Basically what you want is your sweet potato. Try not to have one too big if you don't want too much coming out of it. Make sure that you wash it. You always want to wash your potato. I didn't take off the skin. I went ahead and started cutting one. You want them to be very, very thin. If you have a processor with a blade, or a food mandolin, it will be very, very easy. You want it the thinnest that you can get, or an 1/8 of an inch. The thickness does affect how long it's going to cook. If you don't have a food processor with a blade to slice, or a mandolin, you're going to have to do it by hand. Make sure that your knife is pretty sharp, so that when you do cut, you are cutting it into thin strips that you can just go ahead. And I don't know if you can see, it's very, very thin. If you do not want the complete chips, you can actually do it slices, and you can actually bake them and put them into salads, which gives you that nice sweet crunch. I went ahead and never mind the pans, I had old, very used pans. I went ahead and I brushed one. I'm going to put a little bit of oil on the pan. Maybe that seems to be like half a teaspoon, and you want to brush the whole pan. That way your sweet potatoes are not going to stick. If you do have parchment paper, you can go ahead and use that. Do not use wax paper. Wax paper, the wax on the paper will melt and transfer to your spoon, and you do not want to have that. Go ahead and season your sweet potatoes with your heart desire. I'm going to do mine with kosher salt and the smoking into the paprika. Depending on how much of the sweet potato is big, the size of the sweet potato depends on how much seasoning also determines as to how much salt I'm going to use mine. Mine wasn't that big, mine was just a small one. So I'm using a tablespoon of salt, and I'm also going to use half a tablespoon of paprika, and I'm going to go ahead and mix those up. And you can go ahead and lay them down flat and sprinkle them, but I want my whole potatoes to be covered, so I'm going to go ahead and put them in a bowl and mix it all around to make sure that all of my potatoes are covered with the salt and the paprika. While you're doing that, or prior to that, you want to put your oven to be at 400 degrees so they can go ahead and warm up and be ready, so you can go and drop in your. So as you can see, my potatoes are completely covered with my seasoning, and they're very, very thin. What you want to do is lay your potatoes in a single layer, all of them. You don't want to stack them. You want them to be flat, and give them a little bit of space. What's going to make your potatoes crisp in the oven is the dehydrating, the taking away of the moisture. And again, you want to put it at 400 degrees. So I'm right now in the process of putting this onto my pan on a single layer. Okay. Now that they're all in a single layer, let's go ahead and put it in the oven. It's going to be, again, at 400 degrees. Let me wash my hands. It's going to be at 400 degrees, and you're going to put it at 15 to 20 minutes in the oven. If you have them a little bit thicker, you got to wash them. Basically, what you want is your sweet potato layer, your sweet potato to start curling up and shriveling. That's when it's going to be starting to get crisp. Once that is done, you're going to take it out. Once it cools, that's when it's going to get crispy. So I'm going to go ahead and place them for 15 minutes. and in 15 to 20 minutes we'll check them out. Alright, so I have 5 minutes before the timer goes off in my oven, and what I am doing right now to make sure that my chips are extra crispy, because I like my chips to be extra crispy, is I'm flipping them over. Some of them, if they're too thin, you can go ahead and take them out. The thicker ones, you can actually flip them and they'll become even more crispy. So the potato chips are almost completely done, and we will check them back in 5 minutes. So my oven just went off, and I'm about to go ahead and take it out. As you can see, they shriveled up like they're supposed to. So you don't want to start eating them right away. You need to let them cool off, so that way they get crispy. It takes just a few minutes. You can cool them off on your cheat tray, or if you have a cooling rack, you can place them there. I have some from the other one that me and my boyfriend were munching on, and he likes them. As you can see, they're like really crispy. And I'm about to go ahead and take some for you. They're really, really good. Be mindful to those who are going to season them. You can season them as how you want it. You don't have to use the salt. Be conscious that they are very, very thin, so you don't want to add a lot of salt. I like my food to be a little bit over the top when it comes to flavor. I love salt and garlic and those strong flavors. So if you do not like your food to be a little bit saltier, then you can always minimize the amount of salt that you put in that mixture. But I hope that you like the healthy option of buying those processed potato chips in the store, and you can actually use other vegetables. You can use regular potatoes. You can fry these instead of put them in the oven. You can put them in the oven, dry them, and fry them. You can do beets, you can do apples, whatnot. But this is the episode for today, and I hope that you enjoy your potato chips, and I'll be seeing you soon. As in always, enjoy and have fun.